So what are we doing this week? This in my hand is the 9 wood. Who's it for and who's it not for? An absolute magic stick, as explained by Mr. Tommy Fleetwood and used by him and Adam Scott on the tour. We're going to dive deeper into this and if it's right for your game in this video. Well, that last ball's got snow on it, just so we're all on the same page. We made a video a little while ago, and this is a true story, about a 7 wood, and it absolutely crushed. I can confirm, and we haven't done an updated what's in the bag for a while, the Qi10 7 wood, and this is how you know when things are good, we're still in early testing for the season, there will be a what's in the bag coming, but this Qi10 7 wood has actually made the bag. I have got a Qi35 coming, but between you and me on YouTube, I haven't chased it down because this thing is absolute bank, which is brilliant. But I've just hit a few here as we're getting the cameras set up. This is a 9 wood. We'll leave it there. I mean, that's just gone 197 carry, not adjusting it, not normalized. Like I said, it's come down with snow on it, so it's an interesting one. I mean, 197 like that is probably a solid 5 iron. It's the Qi35 Max in a flipping 50R because that's all there was at the Kingdom. And the only reason we're making it is because Tommy Fleetwood said it was the absolute cat's pajamas.
Fairway woods are an important part of my game. So when you get to par 5s and things like that, the fairway woods play a big role in scoring.
This is the TaylorMade Core 9 wood at 24.
How good's a 9 wood?
Never hit one. Need to do some stuff on it on the channel, no. For sure. Maybe you can give us a little run into that. Like 9 woods. What do you love about this? How far does it go? You got 250, 255 on the 5 wood. And then what's the 9 giving you?
Between 230 and 240. It's actually, so carry-wise, it's not that much different to my forehand, but it's a very, very different golf club.
Okay. In terms of peak height?
In just terms of peak height, the softness that I can create with it in terms of landing on the greens, and it's easy to hit than a long iron. You know, the thing is, for something like a 9 wood, you're not going to use a 9 wood for distance. That's one thing for sure. You're not using a 9 wood to be like a hot club, and you're not really going to use a 9 wood as something you particularly use off the tee all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like a very specialised club. So whatever you're comfortable with in whatever length, I would just test a few lengths out because you know there's no rights or wrongs in a 9 wood. It's just what you're going to be comfortable with.
So that is what Tommy Fleetwood said, who is Mr. Cool when it comes to golf clubs. He gave us a lot more great sound bites too. I've seen out in the Dubai Desert Classic that even Adam Scott is using one of these. So it leads us to this video as to who's it for. So the 9 wood written on the bottom says 24.5 degrees. The CG of the Max, which is the one I have here, remember there are 3 different heads in the Qi35. Yes, you're going to have Max Light. Yes, you're going to have a fitting head. Do you know what? Dive into the video, I'll put it down below if you want to see that. This is all about this guy, the 9 wood. It's got the R on there because this is the Kingdom one. It's showing it's regular. The CG's a long way back. You can see from the apex of the ball flight that we started off on this with the tracer, it is high. That's definitely coming with high and a side portion of high with an extra helping of high. But that's maybe the whole point of the thing. As Fleetwood says, he uses it in certain scenarios, and I get it. You wouldn't want it with any breeze. I'm actually going to see if I can flight one down here. Keep in mind we're on 50R, so anything could happen. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I know it's scooted out to the right. So you can manipulate the ball flight. You guys are seeing this field with me, by the way. This is absolute first cut on this thing. We've hit a few wedges and that's it. I'd say that would be more like me trying to keep this thing down. Apex coming out there so it's launching at 11 with a 24 degree head. That's pretty good. And a little draw, which we can expect, 3400 spin, 180 on the carry, so that's the lower one, 90 apex, pretty good. It's basically, like I said, I think it would be like a 5 iron. I think if I'm hitting it flat out, let's just see what this apex actually does. Normal ball position, I'd expect it to be quite high. It's not bad behind the ball. I mean, it sits lofty. You've got to get your head into that. A little upright for me, maybe. I mean, that was underneath it. And that's an absolute moon ball. Total 190. So I'm going to give you my take on this so far with these shots that I've hit. If you're playing a long golf course where you need something that can land super soft, you are a great player, a Tommy Fleetwood and Adam Scott, a mid-am, a US am player, you're going to play some firm golf courses where you're going to have some cabbage. I mean, without doubt, this thing's gonna come out like a dream. I mean, I can't really recreate any horrific lies here other than these wedges that we were in earlier. But honestly, you could get this, I reckon, out of anything. I really, really do. I mean, there's a ridge, ball's in a ridge. We've just made a little divot. We'll move our tour aim forward just to protect that. But I think it's the sort of club, because the shaft is so short, you can literally just get on it, ball position back, and this thing will come out no problem. Now I mean, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, Q. I mean, we're not putting 9 wood in.
Yeah, we are.
Can't be happening. Yeah. That thing's just come out like a rocket. It's given me 166 carry out of an actual war mark, you know, with a good flight. You're not getting that out of your 5-iron, but I do think if you're going to go down this 9 wood route, because you've gone and got a 7 wood because you love that video, you have to be getting aggressive with how you test it. I think hitting shots and going, look, I can control the apex, I can control the low one. I don't think that's how you test these. Getting in a simulator with your launch monitor, I think it's going to help you get the club and the shaft dialed in. But if you've got some talent, you know, I mean, that's a 50R, I told you that, I can make it work. But it's, if you get to the point where you truly are serious about this, and this is how you should test this golf club, you go out on the golf course and you beat yourself up. I mean, there's a down bank, hopefully you get that. The ball's in underneath, can hardly see. I've no idea what this is going to do. I mean, look at that, that's ridiculous. If I'm playing a golf course that is extremely challenging, just take a look at how that gets through the turf. If I'm playing a tour quality golf course, this is for you. Now, if I'm not a great player and I struggle to get the golf ball in the air, well, the truth is, with some of the apex numbers that we've just seen already on the full swing, I think this is really going to help you. With a back CG like that and twist face, that versus the 775 iron, for me, because I think that's probably the yardages we're looking at, that's a no-brainer. I mean, I think that if you're slow on speed, we heard Tiger talk about it, at which you need to make these long irons work, versus this, if you struggle with a long iron, this could well be for you. If you're a slightly older player, lady maybe, junior, this could absolutely, I mean, I'd have my 11-year-old kid hitting one of these for sure if I could. He'd be a lucky boy, we're not doing that. But as your juniors get a bit older, if you can get the shaft short enough and the swing weight light enough, this could be money. So I think, just to give you a baseline on it, it's going to get to the same place as your 5-iron. It's going to get there very differently. I think what you can do with it, to Tommy Fleetwood's words, out of these poor lies off these down banks, I mean, you can't even create a lie as bad as that one here at the Kingdom. Literally had to mark the turf to get it. It's going to get out. But I think that's how you fit yourself into one of these. I think your fitter can get you so close to it, but then I think you've got to go, thank you, let me have half an hour with this thing, and take yourself off into coyote territory on the left here at the Kingdom, or punter territory down there and go and hit it from someone's ball pocket in their bag. But this will literally get you out of anything, and that's evident. A stronger shaft in there, I'd cut it very short, I'd get the lie angle where I need it, imperative. I think that's why people have seen me and love this 7 wood so much, because the shaft is heavy, the length is short, and the lie angle's flat. You've got to get fit for this correctly in a top end place where they can do that. But no doubt, this makes golf easy, it makes golf fun. Could I shape it both ways? I would need to have the heavier golf shaft to try that. But the thing to look at, this is getting golf into a place where it's a lot of fun. And it's no longer just for Wire Yang to whip hybrids out and beat Tiger out in Hazeltine. Q, you can go back and look at old footage for that. This could be in your future as a golfer. The 7 wood absolutely is. The 9 wood could be coming for you. Trust me, if Tommy Fleetwood and Adam Scott, two of the coolest cats out there, are embracing this at golf courses, it's something that we can't sleep on. TaylorMade have got it in the lineup for this year. Kudos to them. I really think good players and choppers, beware, this is on your lookout list.